part of Operation Look Busy is these cabinet meetings. So they sit around and everybody kisses his ass to make it look like he's doing a bunch of stuff. So in between signing nonsense and then, having these cabinet meetings where everybody go, if it wasn't for you, which a lot has been made, bless our brothers over at Midas Touch, hats off, but they make a big deal about how these assholes, fillet Trump as they go around the circle in this kind of Kim Jong-un thing. And yes, that's annoying, and yes, that's stupid. But you know what I would do if I were Presidente of the United States of America? I would have my people go around, and if they're going to praise anything before they catch me up on the latest in whatever their job was, they're kind of like, they're two big talking points for the meeting so the media can see what we're generally going to talk about before we punt them. Because, by the way, after the media leaves, he gets up and leaves. This is over. They don't actually have a meeting. This is all of it. There is no, whatever's on camera is the meeting. After they stop airing it, they're gone. They don't have an actual cabinet meeting. This is just bullshit. It's all performative. It's an episode of The Apprentice, right? But I, personally, would have everyone, if you're gonna, extemporaneously bloviate about something wonderful, I would have the Agriculture Secretary go on about how wonderful our farmers are and how our food production is great and the changes we're trying to make on behalf of them and farmers and agricultural producers and food processors and those kind of people, what they need from us. What I'm hearing from them, this is what they need from us. That's what I would have them do at the meeting. Hey, don't blow smoke up my ass. I know I'm awesome. If I want to hear what the troops have been telling you that they need, because you represent them, you aren't them. And most of these assholes don't understand the concept that they represent the people in the cabinet position that they are, that deal with that aspect of the economy or of the social structure of the country. They don't understand that they aren't, the agricultural secretary is not the king of fucking ag in this country. They represent the voice of the agricultural sector and everybody involved in it. And so they're only important, the value of them as a cabinet official only comes from how well they fucking do that. So maybe if I had one note, maybe stop blowing smoke up this old fart's ass. It's not going to inflate him. He is deflating like a balloon right before your very eyes. Maybe actually treat it like a real meeting where you're reporting back about the sector of the organization you're in and the part that you're supposed to be responsible for and represent the needs, wants, and desires of those people and how it interacts with the other people there. I'm hearing this from my people. They need something from one of the other secretaries and vice versa because there's overlap in what we cover. And in this particular area, we're hoping to work together on this. So we formed a working group, the three of us, Agriculture, Department of Interior, and then the drug trade because there's issues with, illegal pot growers stealing our farm workers, shit like that, which happens. That's why you have working groups. That's what these working groups are supposed to be. Instead, they just sit around telling this guy he doesn't suck because even though he knows they're wrong.
Big group. But I want to thank you all for being here as we prepare to celebrate Labor Day when we honor the incredible hardworking men and women of our country.
Quiet. Is it quiet or just me?
Every policy of the Trump administration is designed to lift up the American worker, promote great-paying blue-collar jobs, and to rebuild the industrial bedrock of our nation. It's also obviously for great defense. We have the greatest military in the world. We rebuilt it largely in my first term.
Yes,
Some
I
of it
like.
was stupidly given away to Afghanistan. For what reason? Nobody can figure that one. But
because they didn't. They didn't give it away. We were building up their army so they could fight, and then you made a deal with the fucking Taliban and let them roll in there and set a date for us to leave after you got kicked out of office.
Still a relatively small amount of what, if you compare. The concept of what they did, however, is just incredible. But
the concept.
The country is doing well. We're respected.
What's his fucking notes? Does anybody have a picture of what his fucking note is? Say blame Biden. That's basically what it says.
All over the world, like never before, probably. We went to NATO, as you know, and they went from 2% to 5% of GDP.
Yeah, because they're at war.
Nobody expected that, and the difference.
Well, they didn't have to, but like they literally 15%. Them going from 2 to 5% is just filling the gap in arms that we were giving to Ukraine to protect them. And since you fucking swept the leg, they've got to pick up the slack, and they're just doing it by buying it through there. It's just another way. By the way, maggots know this, that he's still arming Ukraine because the deal for America ultimately is good. It's better to have them as a partner. They've got more resources and more intellect than all of Russia put together. These arms will ultimately will get paid for giving them in the first place. There'll be a peace dividend long after that. So they know it's more valuable. So he just wants to continue doing it while convincing maggots he's not.
They didn't pay the 2 and they paid the 5. So, and as you know, we are selling a tremendous amount of equipment to NATO. We're not spending any money. We're making money, but I don't want to talk about making. I want to talk
Yeah, you do.
about we're no longer involved with funding Ukraine, but we are involved with trying to stop the war and the killing in Ukraine. So
Yeah, we are supporting Ukraine. We're just letting the carve-outs happen. The money comes in the other way instead of doing it by... And by the way, there's still money coming from the federal government that goes to arms that get shipped to Ukraine too, still, because it was allocated last year.
we're selling missiles and military equipment, millions and millions, and ultimately billions of dollars to.
I don't want to talk about selling because it sounds so crass and disgusting to make it seem like we're war profiteers that's what the big gripe was from Republicans. Can we just settle that once and for fucking all? That these assholes don't give a shit about peace or saving lives. It's the same shit with the excuse me 1 second, please. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like yeah, no doubt. Love you. My lady. Came back from coffee with a friend. Just had to give her a kiss. You guys can fucking hang. So let's settle this once and for all, if I may. Republicans don't give a shit about peace, and they certainly don't give a shit about world peace. They have never been, an enemy of the, quote, military-industrial complex. You could argue that they almost single-handedly fucking created it. Trump doesn't want to not have war in the world. He wants a piece of the action. Listen to how he talked about Iraq. We should have kept the oil. While the rest of us are stomping around, holding up signs saying no war for oil, Trump is saying basically that's the only reason for a war. Who gives a shit who dies as long as we get the resources we need? The idea that this motherfucker is a peacenik, and anybody that argued somehow that he would be better for world peace than Harris or Biden or anybody or Hillary Clinton for that fuck's sake, I hope you never stop punching yourself in the fucking face. He doesn't want the end of war on the planet. He wants a piece of the action. He wants, and this is the worst part, you motherfuckers. He wants to plug the hole in the deficit that he created with tax cuts for the wealthy with money from war profiteering. Do you fucking understand now? I feel like I'm turning into Malkovich. Are you a fucking moron not to see this, you fucking idiot? Right, that's it. Like, there need be no other. We don't have to bounce this fucking conversation around about what his cabinet wants or whether Kegg's breath is a fucking drunk or whatever this stuff. Donald Trump doesn't want an end to war. He wants a piece of the action. And he needs that money to pay for his tax cut to the wealthy. He needs the sale of bombs and missiles and fucking artillery shells and tanks. he needs dead people in the meat grinder to pay for his tax cut for the wealthy. Chat room, I apologize to you. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry it took me this long to articulate that. It's something I've kind of known and felt for a long time, but I'm sorry it took me this long to articulate it that clearly. Now, obviously, the big bullshit budget busting bill was a big part of that and clarified it in that way. This whole thing is a financial scam to pay for a tax cut for himself. Fucking hell. And I want you guys to remember that whenever the conversation about, peacenik and policy comes up around Donald Trump. Because there is no need for a conversation around it. It is clear as fucking day. Donald Trump doesn't want to end war. He wants a piece of the action because he needs the money from the sale of arms and the continued killing of people to pay for tax cuts for the rich. End of fucking conversation. You know how I know that? Because that's what he's fucking doing. That's what's actually happening. That's not, there's no if. That's what he's doing. He's also, and believe me, there's not enough war in the world. I'm sure he wishes there was more. There's not enough war in the world to pay for all of his tax cuts. So what's the other one he's doing? He's doing the biggest wealth transfer from the poor to the rich in the history of the fucking country in the form of tariffs. Pay for a tax cut with money you take in from tariffs. Who pays the tariffs? Consumers do. Who by and large buy the most consumer goods? Poor people, middle class. That's who. The tariffs on a car are being paid for by the country they come from. They're paid for by an extra $6,000 on the price tag by the person who's buying the fucking thing. And most of the time, holy shit. So, okay, the 50% tariff on vehicles and stuff, especially from the EU and that kind of stuff that are being added, about $6,000 on average to the cost of any car, any foreign car, and American cars with foreign parts, which is all of them, gets passed on to the consumer. And not only does the consumer pay an extra, on average, $6,000, they fucking finance it. Most people, unless you're completely rich or you're using it as a tax write-off, finance their car. Which means not only are they paying that extra $6,000 in the base price, but they're paying more in interest on it as well. So it's a gift to the banks too. The car companies don't see that money. It all goes, like the local dealership that's trying to pass along a fucking car, they don't see a piece of that. Fucking hell. You don't finance, well then you're very lucky.
The NATO people, where I'm very friendly.
The NATO people. The NATO people.
We have a great relationship, but that was an amazing...
With the NATO people, old what's her name and what's his name and the tall guy from the country that looks like California and has a bigger border with Russia than Ukraine does, but somehow Russia doesn't invade it, even though it's a NATO country now, and apparently that didn't change shit, but attacking Ukraine is fine. Anyways, the NATO people.
Trip. So they're funding the entire war. We're not funding anything. I think it's an important point to make because a lot of people don't understand that. And we will...
He means maggots who are still mad. And yes, we are.
Continue to do that, and we're trying to get as much as we can for them. They want the American product. The American military product is by far the best in the world, and that's...
I didn't want to talk about selling. Will you listen to this motherfucker? I don't want to talk about selling. People are dying. I don't want to talk about selling. But while we're on the subject, we do have the best shit in the world. If you want to kill somebody, bing, bing, bing.
They want to get. They have lots of options, but that's what they want to get. So the factories are doubling up and tripling up where they make the Patriots and other really, you could say defense and offensive weapons.
Yes, you could. As a matter of fact, I think I will.
The wages for blue-collar workers are now rising at the fastest rate in 60 years, which is so important to all of us around this table.
What, compared to the dive in white and pink collar workers who are going down because they're losing their jobs? Mm-hmm.
Average American worker has already seen a $500 wage increase this year, and there's no inflation because there's been decrease.
The average worker. The average worker. And sorry, because there's what? Based on what?
Wage increase this year, and there's no inflation.
Yeah, there is. It's 2.8%. Don't make me play the Bill O'Reilly video again.
Because there's been decreases, tremendous decreases with, thanks to Doug and Chris and some of the people, the great job they've done with energy. Thank you very much. And Chris, thank you very much. I see you down close to $60 a barrel, and you'll be breaking that pretty soon. And that has...
Sorry, how the fuck did they break the price of oil by the barrel? Hold on, 1 second. Okay, we'll go to crude oil prices today. We'll go here. Where the fuck is it? There we go. That's the oil price charts. Where are you, you bastard? Here it is. Okay. WTI crude is up 21 cents today, 63.36. Spiking in August at here's 64. It was actually lower. The beginning is 62. And now it's 63.36. Shall we go back? I don't know what this is. 1 month. 1 year. Apparently there's a big ditch right April earlier. The lowest it was May 2nd, was 57.13, and then look at this thing right after that. It's almost like Trump instituted policy right around here, don't you think? Right around June. Look at that shit. So no, it's, I mean, and here's the price. Yeah, it's basically stable except for the 70s. Let's see, and it's currently 63.67 for Brent crude, which is higher, obviously, and more common. Natural gas is 275, and that's up a little bit. Gasoline is 213, up 0.015, minus the delay. Heating oil, yeah, this is ticking up a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, so there you have it.
Huge impact. So we have groceries are down. Energy is way down.
Hold on. Grocery prices index, inflation. See, peak and slowdown. Food price outlook summary findings, the USDA. Although I don't know how we trust these. Food at home, grocery store, supermarket purchases increased 0.1% from June 2025 to July 2025 and was 2.2% higher than July 2024. The food away from home, restaurant and food service increased 0.3% and is 3.9% higher than in July of 2024. The forecast overall, here you go, hold on 1 second. This is the USDA. Yeah, here you go. Prices are down, right? They're down. They're actually up. They're up 0.1% just in a month, and 2.2% higher than July of 2024. So they're up 2.2% higher than they were last year. On top of everything, they haven't come down. They have not come down at all. They are up. CPI increased 0.3% from June 2025 to July 2025 on food service away from home. That's almost 4% higher than July of last year. That's double regular inflation, anything you eat outside the home. So if you cooked grocery store, supermarket food purchase, and you cooked at home, it's still 2% higher than it was last year when it was intolerable. Again, these prices stack. There's not deflation or negative inflation in any of these areas at all. In 2025, overall food prices are anticipated to rise about the historical average rate of growth. In 2025, prices for all food are predicted to increase 2.9%, with a prediction interval of 2.3 to 3.4%. They're obviously trying to put it and throw it in the middle. Prediction interval of 1.4. Food at home prices are predicted to increase 2.2%. That all food is 2.9. Sorry, food away from home prices are predicted to increase 3.9%, with a prediction interval of 3.5. Listen to me. 3.5 to 4.2%. In 2026, overall food prices are expected to increase more slowly than the historical average. In 2026, prices for all food are predicted to increase 2.2%, with a prediction interval of negative 2.9 to 7.5. That's the interval? The fuck are you talking about? This is their window. Did you see the one before, which was like this, like a 3%? It's like with polling, there's like a 3 to 4% variability. Prediction interval of negative 2.9 to 7.5. It could go up 7.5%, or it could go down negative 3%. Or why don't you just write, I don't know, geez, Tennessee. Food at home prices are predicted to increase 1.2%, with a prediction interval of negative 6.3. That's Trump like throwing something in there. Negative 6.3 to 9.2%, with food away from home prices predicted to increase 3.3%, with a prediction interval of negative 0.5 to 6.1%.
Oh, hello there.
Right. God damn. These assholes.
Is way down. It was $4 and $5 for a gallon of gas. Think of that for gasoline, and now it's probably $2.25. There are some places it's $2. It broke $2 at a couple of locations in the South.
Yeah, they have a pump right on one of the rigs where they give the gas free to the employees. Hold on. Gas prices. Wow. Quiet Labor Day, refinery issues, send national. There we go. This is Oregon's paper on here. This is just the first thing came up. Gas prices in Oregon and most other states are showing just small fluctuations as travelers gear up for Labor Day, the last holiday weekend of the summer, but issues at a major refinery in the Midwest are putting upward pressure on the national average. For the week, the national average for regular jumped 6 cents to $3.19. And the Oregon average holds steady at $3.98. $3.19. Oh, please, Banner. Take off your clothes. $3.19. Please tell me you know that song. Don't get me started. Chat room. I know I'm leaning on you heavily today, but you have to know $3.19. Oh, wait. He'll reduce gas price by 1,500%. I think he does that with drugs, right? Bet you got a body, by God. Come on, let me see it. I like it. Never heard it? By Steely Dan. No. That's Hey 19 from Steely Dan. Hey 19. That's a different. Hey 19 and 319 and just the song. No, 19. 19 are totally different. Yes. I think it's off the Gold Experience, and they used it in Showgirls, which is where, sadly, some people know it from. Yeah. go buy somewhere. Oh wait, Simon, we got a special beef surprise for you later. That came out weird. Hold on.
In places like California where they charge such high taxes, it's higher, but it's still much lower than what it was a year ago. So energy's way down, groceries are way down, eggs are way down. Thank you very much, Madam Secretary. You've done a great job. Appreciate it. When we came in, the eggs were through the roof. They were 4 times higher than they've ever been. And my first question from
Not even close to true.
people were, what are you going to do with eggs? I said, what's the problem with eggs? That was caused by Biden or whoever was operating the auto pen actually caused it, I guess. Because
What the? Yeah, he caused avian flu.
I don't think he knew too much about eggs. Factories are booming compared
Well, then why were they coming down till you got in?
before I took office. Domestic auto production is going to be it's going to be so thrilling in 2 years
Oh, it's in 2 years? Shit.
when you see the numbers.
Oh, in 2 years when you see the numbers. You mean after the midterms? Ah, fuck, man, we're so close. Just vote for us, and I promise, right after the midterms, a year after the midterms, listen to that shit.
Before I took office, domestic auto production is going to be it's going to be so thrilling in 2 years when you see the numbers, because they're building plants all over the country. They're all coming in because of tariffs. They don't want to build. They don't want to pay the tariffs. And if they build their plant here, they don't pay the tariffs. And
No, but they pay taxes on it that are higher than the tariffs in most cases. Again, the deal he struck for Japan is better for them to build those cars in Japan and ship them over than to build them here.
they're pouring into our country, and you know about AI and you know about other, but the auto plants,
Yes, I do know about AI and the other.
that's the good old-fashioned stuff that I love. The auto plants are pouring into the United States of America. They're coming from Mexico, they're coming from Canada, and they're coming from Europe, all over Europe. And it's been pretty amazing. So factories are booming, and when they actually open,
Please, ladies and gentlemen, tell me you heard that last sentence. Tell me.
it's been pretty amazing. So
Amazing.
factories are booming
It's been amazing.
all over Europe, and it's been pretty amazing. So factories are booming, and when they actually open, right now they're booming in terms of construction.
Right. Yeah, that's how most of us think of it. Booming in terms of construction.
This is something given to me by Mark Zuckerberg, and you'll see this is AI now. I never understood. I said, well,
You still don't.
I built shopping centers, and for $50 million, you can build a very nice shopping center. So I never understood when they said $50 billion for a plant. I said, the hell kind of a plant is that?
Thank God we have this man in charge at the most intellectually dense and difficult period in the advancement of human technology that humanity has ever gone through. Anyways, you were saying something about the
Illudium Q-36 explosive space modulator. Oh, hello there!
All right, go on.
When you look at this, you understand why it's 50 billion. So this is one he's building in Louisiana. That's Meta, Facebook, as people understand it to be. But look at that. That's the size of Manhattan. So that's superimposed over the island of Manhattan.
Yes, it looks like it's eating Manhattan. Is that a scene from the new Meta's first Pac-Man Takes New York?
It's up a big part of Manhattan. I think they say 81% of Manhattan. So these are big things, and they're going up.
No. It doesn't take up 81. They're building it someplace else, Grandpa.
A lot of them are going up now. I don't know that big. Actually, Mark is building 4 of them, and others are building similar places. And when these things open up, I'll tell you what, our country.
Boy, I mean, the jobs. Oh man, that no one will do in entire areas the size of Manhattan. Let me explain to you what this asshole just held up. A picture of a data farm that will have about as many employees as a truck stop.
You think you know something about everything, don't you?
Unfortunately, I do. All right.
Leading China now in AI, substantially leading China.
Oh yeah, and in what way are we substantially leading China?
And the reason is because we're letting them build their own electrical facilities. We would need double the energy that
None of them have been built. You can't lead something in something that you haven't done yet, and they haven't even started doing yet. They haven't built any of their own fucking power plants. None of these have happened yet. You can't be beating China and doing this if they're building a fucking coal plant starting a new coal plant a month, and that's where their energy is coming from right now, Mr. 2 years.
All of the electricity that we produce right now in this country
isn't enough we needed to double it, blah, blah. Yes, that's why we need nuclear reactors, we need micronuclear, and we need thorium. Shut the fuck up like you know anything.
You'd have to multiply it times 2 or maybe 3.
No. 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 You're going to need to double it, not maybe 3. He just doesn't think doubling it sounds like much.
3 times. So 3 times more than we have right now.
7 times. Why not 8, 12 times?
Everything. To operate your toaster and everything else. Okay, 3 times more. And
Then to operate my toaster? Well, that's not very much. My 3D printer takes up about as much energy as a toaster.
the way we are able to succeed, because China goes out and builds these massive plants. They're right now building 58 coal, in this case, almost all coal-fired plants. And coal is back with this country too, by the way. You know, there's a reason they use it, because it's good. It works for them. And we call it...
Not good. It's fucking terrible. It's just cheap, and they don't give a shit about their own breathing. They don't give a shit about their air. They don't give a shit about their workers. You know what happens when you get black lung working in a Chinese coal mine? You die. You don't get a retirement package and a brand new set of lungs, you fucking tit.
Clean coal. We don't call it coal. We call it clean, even very clean coal.
Yes, because you're a moron.
But we have coal going up. We have nuclear going up. Nuclear is very much in vogue now. It's safe and inexpensive and great. We don't allow windmills. We're not allowing any windmills to go up. I mean, unless there's a legal situation where somebody committed to it a long time ago, we don't allow windmills. And
we don't allow windmills? So, fuck freedom, right? You commie son of a bitch. So it's all central planning. So can we just start from there that according to Donald Trump, the problem of communism, which is the inadequacies of central planning and the inability for them to react or mine the creativity and the ingenuity of their people, because the government decides what technology will survive and which will fail, and whatever they chase down, everybody else is fucked and left hanging. No grants, no nothing. Just you're stuck. That's what he's actually saying. This fucking 15% or 10% stake in Intel is fucking straight up, it's fascism, really, but it's socialism on the low end at the very least. It's pedestrian socialism.
I want the solar panels that I was speaking with the secretary about, because they take up, thousands of acres of our farmland.
No, they don't.
These big ugly patches of black plastic that comes from China.
It's glass and silicone. It's not plastic. It's not plastic. You do realize that's not. The motherfucker thinks it's plastic. He thinks it's plastic.
And the solar is, I like solar in some ways, but for firing up your big plants, it doesn't work.
Right. We know that, asshole. It's supposed to take the residential weight off the grid. Do you understand? Do you understand the draw that like business office buildings and that like houses and all that stuff, what they draw off the grid. And if you want that energy to go to AI and all this other shit, and you've only got a limited amount of these furnaces can only burn so hot, these nuclear reactors can only produce about 1.21 gigawatts of electricity, which is pretty close to what they actually do. Actually, I think a large dam can do about 3 gigawatts. But a nuclear reactor does 1.21 gigawatts. And it is gigawatts, by the way. I'm all deference to Doc Brown. But the way you take some of the draw away that you will need for these plants that you're talking about, the way you have the excess energy is if you use for residential solar, geothermal, wind, and tidal power, natural gas, things like that.
It's very unstable, but it really takes up your farm. The farmers are saying
unstable. You're thinking of 1970s nuclear power plants, I think.
They're building these massive blotches in the middle of the fields all over the country. It's so crazy. It's
no, they're not
crazy. So we're not heavy into that at all. And windmills, we're just not going to allow them. They're ruining our country. They're ruining everyone. If you look at...
you know what? I blame the Dutch. Ugh. We have so many car accidents, because people driving along and they're like, windmills, fuck the hop! And they just drive off the road. Their car gets driven crazy like it's a fucking whale.
I hate to mention countries, but you look at the UK, what's happened at UK, they have...
Okay. Yes, you mean your golf courses?
Energy costs have gone through the roof because of wind. They want to do everything, close up the northern parts.
He's been on this oil thing in the northern parts because what he thinks is if they draw that oil from the north, nobody wants to be up there because it's colder, so fuck it. And his golf courses are down on the other side, so they can remove the windmills, use oil and gas. Who gives a shit if it pollutes the area up there? Because his golf courses are down in the south and in the southwest.
The country, they have oil, it's tremendous. And they closed it up and they've been building windmills all over the place. And I tell them, you're my friends, but man, you're going to have a bad awakening very soon. It's going to be very bad. They're ugly, they don't work, they kill your birds, they're bad for the environment. And if you look at
birds aren't real.
From a house, your house is worth less than 50%.
Also not true at all. I don't know where the fuck that comes from. Like, what? But an oil rig looks great on your beachfront fucking property? What?
I'm trying to have people learn about wind real fast, and I think...
Oh, believe me, you've been teaching your entire cabinet about wind this entire time. Yeah, they know all about wind, especially Marco and Pete.
Done a good job, but not good enough because some countries are still trying, and they're destroying themselves. Those are countries that are really destroying themselves. I hope they get back to fossil fuel, because right now, Chris, whether we like it or not, fossil fuel is the thing that works, and then you can add nuclear with it and other things, but fossil fuel is what works if we're going to fire up those big monster factories. But if you look at comparing...
By the way, no. Like, first of all, nuclear is going to be the micronuclear is the way that all of these tech firms want to go. And coal is what you need for steel furnaces. When you're melting steel and you want to steel, you want to make boats and planes and giant structures and that kind of stuff, that most of all they use coal. That's what coal is largely made for. And that's what he's hoping the steel tariffs will do. It's what Obama put steel tariffs on. His are equal to or lower than what Obama put on. But that's all coal is really used for, and that it's needed for anymore is steel plants. Everywhere else, you'd rather run a natural gas generator or have a multi-tiered approach so that if one goes down, you have a backup, especially when it comes to cloud services and servers.
Everything before I took office, domestic auto production is up 18,000 cars a month. And we haven't even started yet because a lot of these...
Hold on. Domestic, hold on. Domestic auto production outputs. Let's see. In the U.S., annual motor vehicle production has averaged around 10 to 11 million units in recent years, with recent annual figures showing around 10.6 million in 2023. World's second largest vehicle producer. Production levels can vary. Significant dips in 2009, 5.7, 2020, 8.8, due to financial crisis and the COVID pandemic, and that's why they're coming back. I was like, U.S. doing real-time historical charts. There we go. Year to date. Yeah, here's the level chart. Yeah, fucking magic, buddy. It's incredible. I don't know. Yeah, November of 2024, it was right here. Then Trump comes in and all of his tariff stuff cadavers everything to January 25th. Then they don't quite know what the fuck's going to happen. And then April, he does his fucking bullshit, Super Tuesday, and then it starts to drag again. They are not up 18,000 since last year. The peak last year is 142.03, and currently it's 114.5 per month. May 13, 2020, yeah. Fucking stupid. Lie.
Aren't built. It's up 18,000 because Ford, General Motors, and a couple of others, Stellantis, they're taking their existing plants and they're, as quickly as they can, they're adding on to them. So when their plants open, because they're building big, modern, beautiful auto plants.
Yes, with almost no employees.
Think of that. We're up 18,000 cars a month, and essentially all they've done is try and utilize.
We're not. We're not up 18,000 cars a month from last year. We aren't. What the ever-loving shit. Supplementalized retail services business. Hold on. Let me try a more comprehensive. Let's see. Sorry. Auto production. Let's see. Decreasing output. In late 2024, 2.9% drop in U.S. production, reached 9.9 million vehicles. Tariffs imposed by the administration created a self-inflicting supply shock. EV production, Northern American EV production has been increasing, with fully electric vehicles accounting for 7% of total production in December 2022. The tariffs eating shit. U.S. factory production rises by most in a year on auto. This is March 18th. U.S. factory rose by the most in a year. Okay, it rose because it had dipped so far, right, as a percentage. Shifting production of automotive parts would be an expensive transition. U.S. auto spending annualized on the SAR index. Inflation on new cars is a problem for U.S. automakers. Utilization at U.S. auto factories has been below 80% for the past 32 quarters. Trump just gave car makers a 1 month tariff reprieve, and that, of course, went away. That was old. That was in March. Yeah. Here's this domestic auto. Here's the St. Louis Fed. Here's the domestic auto production graph. There's COVID right there. There's 2020. Here's Trump came in. This is 2015. 2016, it was lowering a little bit. And then Trump came in. Then post-COVID, you got this huge drop. Then it starts to level back out again. And then it peters down a little bit. And then during the election year, when the tariff talk is happening, and then that takes a giant shit early this year. And then right now it's at 114.7. So this is exactly what we were looking at before. Let's see. It's the 1 year. Yeah, so here's July of 2024. What he's doing is an 18,000, they're up 18,000 units from last year. What they're talking about is after he got elected, everybody freaked out, and they're picking from probably about here. So, yep, that's what they're doing. They're talking about essentially somewhere between December and January, whatever the lowest point was before it became this year. So January 31st to now, they're saying that it's up 18,000 units or whatever. After it went up, they thought it was bullshit. They were panicking about it, and then his April, the Tuesday thing happened, and then it ate shit again, and then it's kind of leveling back out to here. But that's why he's saying 18,000. Because after he was elected, car sales went in the shitter. Or production went in the shitter because they were worried about tariffs and what he was going to do. Because they knew they wouldn't sell as many, which they're right. Also, how about this? Well, how about this? New car sales, U.S. manufactured, 2025. New car sales is for the first half of 2020 surged 4.7% in July, reaching 9.5 million. A trend that contrasts slowing sales and declining SAR rates in the second half of 2025 due to factors like the post-tariff slowdown. Yeah, there you go. So hold on. So the first half of the year, this is just cars from last year. This is money left over and people buying stuff before the tariffs kick in, right? So new car sales in the U.S. for the first half of 2025 saw a surge, with year-to-date figures up 4.7%. This is people buying new cars before the tariffs kick in, reaching 9.5 million units, a trend that contrasts with slowing sales and declining SAAR rates in the second half of 2025 due to factors like a post-tariff slowdown. Toyota led the sales by manufacturer share, followed by Ford and Chevrolet, with the Ford F-Series and Chevrolet Silverado remaining the best-selling models. Several automakers are also reshoring production to U.S. plants to improve resilience. See in 5 years. Also, notice the Ford F-Series and the Silverado, you can write those off as farm vehicles, and so you get a special break, especially in Trump's BBB. First half, new vehicles increased 4.7 year to date through July, totaling 9.5. They sold 4.7. Sales reached 1.3 million units, a 7.5 year over year in July, driven by more sales days in the beginning of the year. Second half outlook, annualized monthly sales projected around 50 million for the second half, a decrease from 16.3 million in the first half of the year. Top brands, Toyota, blah, blah, blah. Market volatility. The market is experiencing shifts, including potentially lower inventory and increased supply chain improvements, which could influence future sales and prices. I'm sure it could. Is it? No. But could it? Sure. If they finally make these fucking cars from here. Sorry. Escape. There we go.
Space correctly as their big plants open up. It's going to be, I hope they remember that it was this way. I hope this table gets a lot of the credit for what's happening. It gets all of the credit. Because this would have never happened. We were going out of business.
This would have never happened. It's not happening now, you dumb fuck.
In every way. We were losing. All the car plants were leaving this country. Now they're all coming back in. And
nope.
They are coming from Canada, and they are coming from Mexico, but they're coming.
By the way, can we go with here, you know what? It's unfair of me to go to like Bloomberg or something because I'm sure Trump thinks that that's a woke anti-Trump organization because Wall Street's always been very Democrat, pro-trans social movement. Let's see, dismiss. There you go. Put this on reader, so quit it. I don't want to do that. Quit it. I want to. Play good, you rat. Okay. I hate when the page gets hung up on the friggin'. Hey, there you go. See you on the other side of reading that little headline. Car sales plummet following pre-tariff panic buying. The party is over. The U.S. auto market is showing signs of significant strain as car makers, dealers, and consumers face the combined... Hold on. Let me squeeze this down for you. Significant strains car makers, dealers, and consumers face the combined pressures of rising tariffs, soaring prices, and deepening economic uncertainty. Trumponomics, baby! After a brief surge in spring sales, the market stalled in June as consumers pulled back on big-ticket purchases, according to the latest figures. The slowdown follows Donald Trump's tariffs on auto imports, which have forced automakers to rethink pricing strategies and brace for further disruption in the months ahead. The annualized automotive selling rate likely dropped to 15 million in June, down sharply from 17.6 in April, making the slowest pace in the past 12 months. According to industry researcher J.D. Power, the second quarter sales figures, get out of here. The second quarter sales figure still managed a modest 2.5 increase from the prior year as shoppers rushed to showrooms to beat anticipated price hikes. But that momentum has now subsided, and analysts warn that the worst may be yet to come. The party is over, Jonathan Smoke, chief economist at Cox Automotive, told Bloomberg. It's clearly slowing. It's because of affordability getting worse and forcing what we think will be production declines to keep supply in balance. So the production is going to go down. Come on, man. Let's see. Hold on. Dirk, close that. Okay.
From Germany, they're coming from all over the world. Domestic steel production is up.
Also, hey, asshole. Why do we even want them? If American cars are so good, why wouldn't we just expand to meet that? And they don't need to build them here. American cars are good enough, right?
By 100,000 tons of steel a week. We have a 50% tariff on steel, aluminum, and various other things. Copper just got brought into the picture, and that means people are gonna want to make steel here. We just made a deal with U.S. Steel. As you know, we have an outside company come in, spend $17 billion on building new plants, new everything. It's great, and it stays right here in America. So we're doing amazingly well on steel, and domestic oil production is up by more than 300,000 barrels a day. That's a lot of barrels, and you're going to be talking about that in a second, I think.
Yeah, talk about how, from a percentage point of view, that's kind of pathetic.
Chris and Doug, these two people have done a fantastic job, and we have the oil price down to about $62 a barrel. So just so you understand, because a lot of you like to talk about costs and prices, but
yeah, what the fuck's wrong with us? Why do we keep bringing up costs and prices and ugh?
I watch so much fake information.
No shit.
Product costs are down. Energy is way down. Energy brings things down. With energy, that's what happened with Biden. He stopped
it's weird.
our program, and then he went back to it when he realized that it looked like you're going to be paying numbers that nobody's ever seen, like $7 a gallon. You're going to pay $7 a gallon. They were up to $7.5. So then he immediately went back to the Trump plan that they terminated, but it was too late for them. It was too late. They blew it. They had a great thing going. I gave them something great, and they blew it. Since the inauguration, we've created over 500,000 new private jobs. And if you notice, when the numbers come out, government jobs are going down and private jobs are coming up. And that's what really fuels the country. It's easy to hire people and pay them for doing something that maybe
hold on.
not very.
Okay. U.S. crude oil field production in the United States. Year to date, this is January. This is Trump taking over. This is Biden. This is shit. How about 1 year? It spikes up and down, seasonal shit, or they don't chart or whatever. 13.63. Let's see, about 3 years. Jesus. This is June 16th of 2023. Here's 5 years. So we look at, here you go. 2021. This is their whole thing. It's 5 years. This is Trump's, last month, right down here. They don't do a 10-year on here. But here's this. Here's Biden starting here. This is all Biden, right up to there, and that's Trump right there. That's this last little bit right here. That's when the policies actually go into effect or whatever the fuck's happening. But this is where it was, and at the beginning of Biden right here, and then this is the end of Biden's term. Sorry, right here. I'm not even getting him all the credit he deserves. Yeah. That's why he's counting in hundreds of thousands of barrels, because he can't, the percentage number sounds like shit. Yeah, so it's currently, fucker, things are so small, but 13.3, and when Biden left office, it was 13.6. It's actually gone down. Domestic oil production is down under Trump. Huh. Go fuck, I guess drill baby drill doesn't necessarily mean strike oil baby strike oil.
But government
I guess pump baby pump sounds wrong.
jobs are down, actually substantially down, and private jobs are way up. And these are the jobs that make money, create a better life. Meanwhile, we've reduced the number of...
All right, by the way, he's just reading bullshit. I think we've established at this point that this is all just fucking nonsense. They just made him a list of, like, you're doing great, boss, and he's just making it up. I don't know where the fuck he's getting these numbers from.
bureaucrats by 84,000.
By the way, can I just say, and I usually don't take a moment like this, but I know I'm diving into this stuff live, but the reason I feel comfortable diving into this stuff live is because I have a working knowledge of this stuff that allows me to go spot bullshit from a distance. And if you appreciate what I'm doing here, hit the like and do all that stuff they always tell you to do. I don't want to tell you to do it because it's not my thing. But I think it's very clear that they're just giving him snow to blow all over his followers. It's just fucking lame. Thank you guys. All right, here you go. Back to this.
We got rid of 84,000, and I think the job numbers, you're going to see the new job numbers are going to be
Yeah, you're gonna see.
through the roof because of all of the different businesses that are moving into our country. And not just production businesses, autos and AI, but any business you can think of. And
Any business? You think Porn Valley in like Agora Hills or wherever the fuck it was, and like I pretend not to know, in LA is going to come back, roaring back?
the world
Any
of
industry? All right.
furniture, as an example, North Carolina, I went there many times when I...
Oh, this is fucking like handmade fucking furniture shit for rich people. Dude. Bring down the prices at IKEA and Ashley. Nobody gives a shit about like hand gnarled French, Renaissance furnishings that you can put in your dipshit nouveau riche gaudy fucking apartments. That, by the way, are almost entirely inhabited by mob bosses and their underlings.
A lot of hotels and things, and I'd go to
Uh-huh.
Carolina. I'd buy the greatest. They were the greatest, most talented people. And then
Cheap. What he means is cheap. Cheap. They would give him the knockoff, like they would copy the fancy shit.
China came along and took all of those jobs away. If they would have tariffed them, China wouldn't have taken any of the jobs. But we had presidents that, honestly, and I like some of them, but they didn't know what the hell they were doing from a business standpoint, from running the country. And North Carolina, the most talented woodworkers that you've ever seen. I'd be there and I'd watch them. I'd say, I'd like to have a rail in that chair. Maybe can you fancy it up a little bit? How about?
Yeah, fancy it up a little bit. Wow. Easy. Slow down with the techno mumbo jumbo.
Sir, and it handed me a thing. It was like they were artists. They were unbelievable. And that business was stolen from us by others, not only China, but by others. All of a sudden, you're ordering your furniture from China. And it was not even close to being.
No, No, all of a sudden I'm not. You are. You mean for your hotels. You started ordering your furniture from China.
Good, but they couldn't compete with it. If we would have said it costs 100% or 200% tariff, you wouldn't have lost one job. It's so sad. But we're going to rebuild North.
And only his properties and super rich people could afford to have the nice things and give the comforts that would draw and, the kind of clientele that would, perpetuate the money cycle that he was in. And nobody could start their own fucking ski lodge from scratch and try to, attract people to to a really nice fancy place to have dinner or something like that, unless they already had millions of dollars. What they're complaining about here, and this is another thing, God damn it. Okay, chat room. One of the things that Trump really is complaining about with the outsourcing of jobs is not that he gives a fuck about American jobs. He doesn't. He doesn't give a shit about any of these people. Trump Tower is made with mob concrete and Chinese steel. All of his furniture in his fucking hotels is knockoff Chinese made to look fucking fancy. He doesn't give a shit. His problem with it is that it makes the barrier to entry for entrepreneurs and business owners and people who want to get into the hotel business so much fucking easier. Here's an example. Okay, when internet started to become a thing in the 90s, only fancy hotels could afford to have internet because you had to run Ethernet cables into all the rooms. So all these places to show off to all their, because they had business people coming there and they'd have meetings and all this shit, and they ran Ethernet cables to all the rooms in these fucking hotels. The retrofit was fucking crazy. They were tearing up drywall and replacing the really expensive wallpaper with more of it and all that shit, right? And then Wi-Fi popped onto the scene, and Motel 6 can have a faster internet than the fucking Palms, than the fucking Plaza Hotel. And the Plaza was still, in their economic picture, paying off the cost of that reno for decades. So you end up in these really nice hotels paying like $15 a day for internet, and at Motel 6 or at a Holiday Inn or a fucking, Comfort Inn, it's free. Right? And so many people are like, shit, I mean, yeah, they got nice furniture over at the Plaza, but they got fucking 300 megabits of internet at the fucking Comfort Inn, and you get a fridge in the room. Fuck this. And so your upper level business people start staying at those places. They'll go have dinner at the Palms, they'll go to the tea room or some shit like that, or at the Plaza or any of these other places. But they don't stay there because there's nothing to be added. Comfort Inn's got a pool, the nicer hotels, the W. That's what it is. Okay, so the W comes along. Remember the W hotels for a while were like, oh shit, we get to stay at a W. I remember that when Queer as Folk went on our like DVD signing things, they were putting us up at the W, la-di-da. Okay, it's not a high-end Hilton, but it's nice. It's clean. Everything's modern. I guarantee all the furniture was fucking Chinese. I guarantee every faucet in that fucking place, everything in that place was built and made in China, and it looks awesome because it was cheaper. They were able to open up 20 hotels in the time it took Hilton to build one more really nice one. And it's partly like Trump blames that for why the post office failed. Not because he's he's a fuck up, which he is, but because why would people stay at the fucking old post office with shitty internet because the walls are fucking stone, because it was never meant to be a hotel in the first fucking place, when they could stay over at the W, which has nice thick walls, is a very good structure, and all the shit there is gorgeous and modern, and the internet is super fast. And it cost them an eighth of what it cost him to reno the Plaza like a dickhead from the late 80s. That's why he's mad. One of the problems they have with China is not the shipping of jobs overseas, because a lot of the jobs that are done in China never existed here in the first place. There was never a smartphone factory here ever. Think about that. Even the mass production of laptops and computers. Sorry, did I get blurry? How about this? Did I lean in and lean back and it lost me? like, think of like all the modern things that we're talking about and understand that they don't, those things were never built here. Hold on, here you go. There we go. Is that better? Okay. That's why. Because this goes to the, like, God damn it, this goes to this whole, like, peacenik bullshit. He didn't care. He needs to pay for his tax cut with war profiteering. That's why he cares. He doesn't want us giving stuff to Ukraine. He wants us selling lots of stuff to Ukraine and Europe and anybody who will buy it because he doesn't give a fuck who's killed with it. He needs to patch a hole in the budget so that he can justify his tax cut for the rich. And the same thing with this. He doesn't give a shit about jobs that moved overseas. New car plants aren't going to have the same number of fucking jobs old car plants had. Everybody knows this. AI, server farms and the facilities they're talking about are going to have like half a dozen fucking people and a bunch of robots working there. They're just not going to provide jobs at all. They have value, but he's talking out of his ass. The reason they want to shut down China in a lot of ways, his business ilk, and there are a lot of justifiable reasons why not to use Chinese production and all that kind of stuff. That the ones that Biden went after, which is slave labor. There's no such thing. We're not talking about forced labor here. It's slave labor. If you can't get up and fucking leave, you're a slave, right? Period. So if they'll shoot you or lock you up for leaving your station, you're not. That's not forced labor. That's slavery. So that's why, right? That's why you should be against that production. Why he's against it is because it makes the entry level cost for a new business too low. You can make something so awesome in a modern sense. And this is think of it as like what it used to take to do a piece of software like Adobe After Effects or Photoshop. All the people involved, or a video game, making a video game, like billions of dollars for Call of Duty and these kind of things that they spend on this. And now, in a couple of years with AI, people are going to be able to create a game just by talking into their computer, and they won't need a team. It'll self-test it in a sim universe over and over and over again, find its own flaws. And the entry level for being in the software game is going to be fucking rock bottom. Right? The same thing is true of opening a hotel or a fucking golf course. And one of the reasons why, like, he feels safe about golf courses is because the land part of it, like the size of the land and the management of it and the kind of promotion of it as a course worth doing is the expensive part. And that's what keeps people out. It's, the hotel part, the clubhouse is the easy part, just like a ski slope. It's a ski slope with a fucking game on it. That's what it is. The management of it and the sort of seasonal aspect of it makes it a pain in the ass. So you can stiff arm people who want to get into your business. Same thing with casinos. It's one of the reasons why there's a barrier set up where somebody can't just start their own fucking casino in a retail store and then grow it. Because you have to get all the licensing and the bonding, the money you have to already be sitting on, is enormous. So only rich people can start those businesses. That's how he wants it. That's when they think America, you want to talk about make America great again? That's to them how it was. Only robber barons could start stuff. There was no entrepreneurship in the fucking, I take it back. There was only one kind of entrepreneurship back in the robber baron era. You know what it was? The fucking mob. The only upstarts in the business, the only way you could start was to start as a fucking gangster. Right? I mean, everybody shits on the Kennedy family for making their money in bootlegging, but I got news for you. They didn't have a choice. The ladder was cut off in the middle. And they made sure of it. What the fuck do you think elite universities used to be about? Why do you think they're mad at elite universities? Because the brown people and the Asians and the women can get in. That's why that's why they're mad at these fucking places. It used to be a place where you could narrow the entryway. And now he's mad that everybody gets a shot because fuck America. That's what he means. The promise of America is antithetical to what Trump and his asshole buddies want. I think I went over time. Well, no, I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm good. All right. I just like this.
Carolina furniture.
Shut the fuck up. This so much to this that I gotta.
And other places, South Carolina too, to a lesser extent, they make furniture.
Not at all. He used to buy from a company in North Carolina. It's not like the artisans there are better than the ones in fucking Tennessee or Kentucky, you tit.
But furniture, we're going to put a very substantial tariff on. We've already announced it. It'll be done pretty quickly.
Yeah, we've already announced it'll be done pretty quickly. What kind of furniture? Handmade furniture? Seriously, what do you mean? What kind of furniture are you talking about? IKEA?
And when that happens, everyone's going to start. I just tell you, North Carolina, go out and start getting the grandchildren and the children, start teaching them, because some of those incredible artists that I knew as young people, they're older people now, but they still have the talent and they have time left. But they're going to be teaching their sons and their daughters and their grandchildren, and it's going to be a beautiful thing to see. It's going to happen like magic. It's going to happen without.
No, it's not going to happen like magic. Hold on, wait. I got to look up something. This is going to drive me crazy. Okay, let's see. Let's grab this one. Because I think I know what he's talking about. All those companies are shut down, right? And yeah, he used to be able to go. He used to be able to go, and then they got put out of business, right? That's the story, right? Kerf Burled, handcrafted hard goods. Bringing your space to life. This is the reclaimed furniture designed just for you. Custom furniture from North Carolina. Renovate your space with custom furniture in Greensboro, Winston-Salem, and Charlotte, North Carolina. We'll make your vision a reality. Too bad they went out of business, except they didn't. How about Carolina Farmstead? They use handcrafted heirloom quality furniture. These, our furniture, our roots. There they are. They meticulously designed crafted tables and seating, white glove delivery via our house team, the Carolina Farmstead way. There's these folks. Here's another. Sorry they went out of business, except they didn't. Your home inspired. Get out of here. Let's see. Shop the ready to ship collection at 50% off. Mantle furniture. These are all made in South Carolina, I guess, or not. Ruby Lift Shades. These kind of things. I don't know if they're made there. It looks like it. Feel it first with more than 60 fabrics. You can try on their stuff. There's their story and their trade. That's what they are. They're ready to ship stuff, or you can make it. Here's Patterson Amish furniture from North Carolina, which is largely what he's talking about, by the way. Bedroom furniture, children's furniture, old-fashioned cribs and stuff like that. So you could the creepy kind. The crib that was used in your favorite horror film, right there, the shaker panel crib. Cling, cling, cling. Cling, cling, cling. Right? Okay. Still made by hand in Amish country in North Carolina. How about this guy? Kincaid, featuring Krypton Performance fabrics or whatever. These are traditional farmhouse, craftsman, loft, and contemporary furniture. They make all of it. And there is the quality at Kincaid furniture. Things made they used to be. They may even be made a little better. There you go. This is the kid getting cake shoved in her face. I hope that's cake. Kincaid heritage. It's been said that for 4 generations, Kincaid furniture has been built on a philosophy to make wood furniture in its most natural form using solid wood construction. At Kincaid, we do this. We use heirloom quality English dovetailed drawer construction for long-lasting strength. Yeah, too bad they went out of business, except they didn't, and there they are. How about Thayer? You guys get the fucking point. He doesn't like the fact that everybody can afford this stuff now. If you get enough money to put together to have a hotel, like a fucking like a Holiday Inn can now afford this quality of furniture. And this used to be the kind of stuff you would only find in high-end, super expensive hotels. And he was part of that grift. And the mob made sure your competitors didn't build another one nearby. And you had the finest of the finest. And you talk about how you had the finest because the finest stuff was too expensive. And anything even close to it looked like a fucking Sears couch. That's why. He's mad that the barrier to entry on business is going lower. And guess what? AI and robotics is going to drop that through the fucking floor.
Question. It's not like, gee, I hope it happens. It's going to happen. The results of Ford
It's going to happen. Yeah.
just announced it's going to create 4,000 new jobs, American jobs. Hyundai, 14,000 jobs. General Motors is moving production of the Chevy Blazer and Equinox.
The Chevy Blazer.
Mexico back to the United States where it belongs. Don't forget, we lost 55% of our auto production over the last 35 years. 55%. We were the auto capital of the world.
Or worldwide expansion of vehicles caused a rise in production of vehicles 35% over the same time. And it just didn't grow here because there's not the same capacity and the cost of doing it would be way higher. More people have cars now, too, and more cars themselves.
Like there was nobody even think about challenging us. We lost 55% of it to Mexico, Canada, China, a lot to China.
No, we didn't lose any to China.
Other countries.
We don't buy Chinese cars. There are no Chinese cars for sale in the United States at all.
And it's all coming back. We will be bigger. A couple of years, we'll be bigger than we ever were. We'll be more dominant. We'll be bigger. We make great product, too. We're starting to make really great product.
Are we? Are we really? Like what? What are we starting to make? Well, you got a picture of that? You got a picture of the giant fucking server farm, which will have no one working in it.
We're going to be bigger than we ever were. We're going to be at the level that it was when we were the only one that really, we sold to the world. And we're going to be back.
Yeah, because after World War II, everybody's production had been driven to zero. All of the factories that could produce anything worth a goddamn were shifted to making munitions, and then they were destroyed in the war. We were the only country with a massive manufacturing index.
Selling to ourselves and other parts of the world. It's not going to be the same, but it's going to be equally as important as it was in the heyday 30 years ago.
The heyday was 30 years ago? Sorry, the late 80s, early 90s?
That's more than 50% of the automaking capacity. In fact, the unions, the auto unions, as you know, the top guy didn't know me, didn't like me, and now he likes me. He says, man, I can't believe what Trump has done. But the auto workers voted for me. They understood better than anybody else. The auto workers, the Teamsters voted for me. Teamsters are...
Oh, yeah. Good luck, guys.
They all voted for me. No Republican has ever gotten the support of the Teamsters and the auto.
Well, they're uniquely qualified, I guess, a lot of them to work tractors when we need farm workers, and the factories are now automated.
And now the head of the auto workers, I mean, it's so amazing. I watch them on television there. They can't even believe what happened. And I told them all what was going to happen. We secured new market access for American agricultural exports all over the world. Our secretary is doing a great job. Thank you, Brooke. And we have negotiated historic trade deals with the United Kingdom, China, Indonesia, Vietnam, the Philippines, Japan, South Korea, who was here yesterday, and the European Union. Foreign nations are now paying hundreds of billions of dollars straight into our treasury.
No, they are not. The people buying the things pay the tariffs.
And
again, how the fuck does he not know this? They don't pay the tariffs. We do.
numbers that nobody's ever seen before.
Yes, because they don't exist, because they're absurd.
You know, we made trade deals with a lot of countries, and many of those countries, just to be able to sit at the table, are paying us hundreds of billions of dollars. We made
Nope.
trade deal with the European Union. They were rough on us for a long time.
Aw.
And now we have a very good deal. We made that with them.
Is it really a deal, or is it just kind of like a soft piece of paper agreement that will work it out later so that you nip most of the tariffs in the bud? So they go down from 45 to 15 or some shit.
Trillions of dollars is coming into our country. Trillions. Far beyond billions, trillions of dollars. Wouldn't you say, Scott?
Yes, sir.
And in a short period of time, they have to buy $750 billion worth of our energy product.
Which they would have bought anyways.
Energy is great. We have more than anybody else, so we're using it. But the European Union is a done deal, and Japan is done. And, I heard there was a problem with
Sorry, European Union is a done deal? No.
Korea, but we met yesterday, and they're done. We didn't do anything. We just kept the same deal. He honored the deal. They wanted to see if, I don't even want to say it, but they wanted to see if they could do something. But they honored the deal, which is nice. And we cut the previous record-setting trade deficit, I hear just came out. We cut it in half already. We haven't even said, we've only been here really for a few months.
Yeah, that's because we can't afford to buy the shit. People are just stopping buying things. That doesn't mean people are buying American more. They've just stopped buying the foreign goods. They haven't, it's not being replaced. Shit, that's partly why the stock market keeps going up.
Because, you know, it takes you a little while to fix up the Oval Office and do those things. prepare for the battle, right? So we really only been here for a very short period of time, and we cut the trade deficit in half. Is that right? That's fantastic.
Huh, hold on. U.S. trade deficit. I heard a lot of like, I didn't hear a yes, sir. I heard a... yeah, it dropped because everybody bought stuff before, hold on one second, before the tariffs went into place. Nearly 2-year low in June, nearly 2-year low. And actually, hold on, we didn't cut it in half. Okay, so this is U.S. trade deficit narrowed in June on a sharp drop in consumer goods imports, and the trade gap with China shrank to its lowest in more than 21 years. The latest evidence of the imprint on global commerce Trump's making with sweeping tariffs on imported goods. I gotta make this a little bigger so I can say. The overall trade gap narrowed 16%. Okay, so it didn't cut in half. It went down 16% to 60.2 billion. That's the overall one. Bureau of Economic Analysts said on Tuesday, days after reporting the goods trade deficit tumbled 10.8%. Hold on, put this up here where I can see it. On the global commerce, the overall trade gap narrowed to 16. There, exports of goods and services totaled 277.3 billion, down from more than 278 billion in May, with total imports at 337.5 billion, down from 350. Does 337.5 billion down, does 350 sound like 50% of 350 billion to anybody? Anybody? Son of a bitch. Okay.
I didn't even think we were going to do that. And remember,
You
these are
didn't.
things that are being built. These things, all these numbers up here, they're not open yet. When they open, you're going to see things happen in the United States that nobody's ever seen before, including our country in its heyday.
No, because the factories, even though the heyday was the late 80s, I guess, when Japan was eating our lunch. Is that what we're going with? I think what he means is in, like, not 30 years ago, like in the 30s is kind of what he means as far as production. Something like that, 30 to 40. Jesus.
I had the greatest economy in the history of our country.
Not true.
My first 4 years,
No, Biden beat you on all metrics.
despite COVID, which was a very unfortunate situation for the whole world. We did a great job with it. Never got the credit for the.
Oh yeah, tell them about whatever. Hold on. Tell them about Operation Fart Steed.
Captain's log.
We did Operation Warp Speed. People say
There you
it's
go.
one of the greatest achievements ever.
Captain's log.
Or in the military.
Uh-huh. Tell them about it. How you were gonna like Operation Fart Steed.
Captain's log.
was going to, have military trucks in the parking lots of Walmarts injecting people.
It was almost a military procedure, but
It was almost a military procedure.
Captain's log.
everybody, including Putin, said that Operation Warp Speed, what you did.
Sorry.
Captain's log.
Every time he says Operation Fart Steed, we got to do
That
it.
nobody can believe it. And we did a great job, but it was a horrible, horrible pall over our country. We had a very dark cloud over the world. That was a very, very bad thing that came out of.
You mean the plandemic? The thing that was both a bioweapon created in a lab to destroy America by the deep state and the Chinese and maybe the Ashkenazi Jews, but also was fake?
Oh, hello there.
Uh-huh.
Wuhan, which I said it came out of Wuhan. That's where it came from. And China suffered greatly, but everybody did. But we did a good job with that, as good as you could possibly do, and we came back and
Nope, not even close.
we're strong.
How do you do a great job with a hoax? Still working that one out.
Ever before. If I didn't win this election, this country was gone. I'm telling you, economically it was gone. None
Oh, yeah. Brilliant. Yeah.
He's a genius, eh?
All right.
of the things that we're talking about would have happened. The whole world was robbing us blind. Friend and foe. They were stealing our jobs, our money, our factories. They were stealing everything. We would have been a shell. We would have been a bankrupt, broken shell.
Well, I'm sorry. What have you done to fix the whole bankrupt part of it? Also, broken. The GDP of the United States has tripled in the last 20 years.
And that's the way it is, but we're doing just the opposite.
And that's the way it is.
Oh, hello there.
All right.
Longer than we've ever been. Last month, in a landmark achievement, I also proudly signed the largest working class tax cuts in American history. So the bill that
Also, he does not consider people who sweat at work to be working class. You guys don't really work. You labor. That's not work. You know what I mean? I mean, let's be honest. Work is actually you get somewhere, not that you stand at a job and do something, right?
I'm not going to use the term great, big, beautiful. That was good for getting it approved, but it's not good for
It's not good for the fucking polling because everybody hates it.
explaining to people what it's all about.
Yeah.
It's a massive tax cut for the middle class. It's a massive tax cut for jobs.
No, it isn't. It's a massive cost increase for the middle class.
And it's, I mean, think of it, no tax on tips, no tax
Not true.
on Social Security. So seniors, I don't know how you can vote for anybody else. And, just think of that, and no tax on overtime. So you work overtime, you don't have to pay tax on overtime.
Yeah. So again, this is just a way to shove it to workers. Like, well, since you don't pay tax on overtime, I could just hire somebody else.
That's good. The Democrats don't know what they're going to do. So they
Or stop hiring because you could just make somebody work longer because they'll want the overtime, so it will eliminate some jobs. You may have had to, to even out the costs. Yeah,
like this soundbite. They have all these sound bites.
they do. They have all these sound bites. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Has Trump ever had any sound bites?
Action replays in magnified fortune.
You know what I mean?
Heard that Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat your.
Does he have any? He's never had any sound
Our
bites.
army manned the airport. It ran the ramparts. It took over the airports. It did everything it had to do. Free health care for illegal. Look. Iowa values. I don't read, obviously.
Clearly.
De-engineering.
Mm-hmm.
He meant explosive in terms of fire.
Is there? I mean, I can't. I'm off the top of my head. I can't think of
To me,
any.
Corona means Italy.
The
Big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it, and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police.
yeah. I think the GOAT, the two big ones,
Michigan gave us Motang.
you know, and
We're honored to have with us today our amazing Vice President, Mike Pence, and his wonderful wife, Carrot.
yeah, I don't remember. You guys remember any quotes from Trump? Has he ever had any sound bites?
And you know, when you say per capita, there's many per capitas. It's like per capita relative to what?
Yeah, I wish he would do more because.
A lot of very bad things are happening in Nicaragua.
All right.
Send it out. I don't know. Some guy sends out a word, and everybody uses it, including the fake news. Some of you are here right now. I'm looking at you, and it's death. They use the word death. No, it's actually life. It's almost like a newborn life. It's not.
What the fuck? Hold on. What? Who's saying death? What are you talking about? You can tell when he puts his hands together. It's like, you're not going to be able to understand this because I don't understand what I'm about to say.
Like this soundbite. You know, they have all these
Okay. So yeah.
bites. They
Yeah.
send it out. I don't know. Some guy sends out a word, and everybody uses it, including
Yeah, they use that word. Somebody in Word Central.
fake news. Some of you are here right now. I'm looking at you, and it's death. They use the word death. No, it's actually life. It's almost like a newborn life. It's not death. That's their soundbite. The bill is death. It's not. We strengthen Social Security.
Okay, the bill is death. That's the sound. They sent out the word. The bill is the bill is death.
Strengthen Medicare, Medicaid. The job we've done on
Yeah, somebody's got the word death on the brain right now, or what's left of his brain.
Security is, if the Democrats got in, Social Security is over because the country's going to fail. There won't be any Social Security. And
Yeah, if businesses don't get a tax cut, we're going to have to scrap Social Security.
I made that pledge to you. We're going to take care of Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and we're doing that.
By the way, taking care of it in the same way that they would talk about, that a mob boss would talk about a snitch. We're going to take care of Charlie.
Spades, because the country is becoming so successful again. And it hasn't been this successful. I think in the end, it will never have been this successful. I don't think it'll even be close with what's happening.
In the end. So it's going to end soon. So you're saying it's going to end. All right.
Every American is seeing a tax cut. As a result of the bill, the average police officer will keep an extra $1,000 a year at least in overtime, and the average waiter or waitress will keep nearly
Why will they have to do overtime? I thought you were militarizing the streets and there's not going to be any crime.
$2,000 extra in the fact that they would have had to pay that kind of money on tips. And I never realized that the government was so strong on that. But waitresses, waiters would tell me that the government would go after them. Like it was horrible. That's how it
Bullshit.
started with me. It just was incredible. And the biggest thing was, again, the $4 trillion that they found. They said, well, that was nice. They should have announced it. I could have told them that. And I don't know. It should be simple. But a lot of people didn't understand it. Actually, a lot of good people didn't understand it. But now
I don't understand what the fuck you're talking about.
they're saying, you know, Trump was right. They'd never seen anything like this. And I
Like what? What 4 trillion?
don't know what it is, Scott. They didn't understand what we were trying to explain to them was going to happen. Everybody's
Huh. Maybe it's because they know you're full of shit and it's not going to happen?
back to the United States because they don't want to pay a tax. If they're not here, they have to pay a tax. And it didn't seem that complicated.
A tax? No, they don't. The people buying the shit have to pay the tariff. It's not a tax. You're not tax. The federal government doesn't have the ability to tax foreign entities or foreign countries or foreign nationals.
But it's working at a level that nobody can imagine. You know,
I can't imagine you being at this low a level.
this is working $4 trillion, but that's a big number. It's a number that nobody ever heard of before. But
A lot of us have heard 4 trillion. As a matter of fact, by the way, that's one of the numbers that I heard the ACA was going to cost America. And, of course, yeah, we'll save 24 million lives and a bunch of other people, will have their lives extended and their children's lives will be saved. But I mean, are they really worth $4 trillion? I mean, they're just Americans.
It's exciting, but that's nothing compared to what's
You
happening.
can't get over carrot. You weren't around for that one. We have some new people who weren't there because one of the great things about that soundbite is that was at the prayer breakfast. And Mike Pence, being as Christian-y as he pretends to be, his wife is the real fucking deal. His wife is committed, man. And the only thing he brought her to, that Pence's wife showed up at any of these things, one of them was when they all went to the church to listen to all the different, preachers basically tell Trump to his face to not be an asshole. And she was very weird. She was touching Jesus's feet. She wouldn't let go of Ivanka's hands. And she was wearing, on that day, she was wearing a green dress and she has red hair. And so Trump couldn't get carrot out of his fucking head. And when he went up there and he announces her at the only thing she gives a shit about.
We're honored to have with us today our amazing Vice President, Mike Pence, and his wonderful wife, Carrot.
That's fucking amazing. That's so amazing. It's just fucking brutal. Because, again, Pence brought her to that day just so that she could be at one. She didn't want to go to any other shit. She couldn't stand Trump. She finds him to be a scumbag. And he's announcing her at the only event she gives a fuck about, the National Prayer Breakfast. And he calls her fucking Carrot. And then, of course, Michigan
gave us Motang.
was right behind it. So, yeah.
Because these places haven't even opened.
That's not a woman laughing.
Some
That's
of them
me laughing the
haven't
first
even
time.
started.
That's me laughing the first time I heard it. That's still on the clip.
Hiring yet. They're under construction. So it's construction jobs, but it's not the big number, and the big numbers, when they open, they're going to be very successful. It's a revolution. We're also working on things to ensure that the awesome power of artificial intelligence is used to benefit all Americans, including American workers and also American children. In that spirit, our wonderful First Lady has just announced a presidential AI challenge. It's going to be...
Oh, God. Well, while you bring it up, let's drop over to the woman who looks like this was done with AI anyways. Hello. Be the best AI ever. Oh, yeah. So this is... I should enter this? No shit. Okay, here we go.
Are you ready for an AI challenge?
Yes, I am. Please tell me it's making funny pictures of your husband as a toddler in a sea of shit, because I have a bunch of them already.
Take part in this nationwide initiative to discover, develop, and expand AI's potential. As someone who created an AI-powered audiobook and championed online safety,
Created an an AI-powered audiobook? The fuck? AI-powered? What do you mean? You cloned your fucking voice so you didn't have to read your own book, you dipshit.
through the Take It Down Act, I've seen firsthand the promise of this powerful technology.
Yeah, the technology.
Now, I
Yes.
pass the torch of innovation
Hey.
to you.
Oh, thank you. Great innovator. Oh, powerful queen of innovation.
Just as America once led the world into the skies, we are poised to lead again. This time
Into not disguise.
in the age of
What disguise were we wearing? Sorry. Is this an Eyes Wide Shut party? My invitation must have gotten lost in the mail.
AI. The President's National Artificial Intelligence Challenge invites every student in America, from kindergarten to 12th grade, to unleash their imagination and showcase the spirit of American innovation.
The award will go to the richest kid who uses AI to do all of his homework. Definitely not hers. So girls, sit down. The future for you is very Handmaid's Tale. But the boy who can learn to get a doctorate using AI and never have to go to school will be wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful.
Our educators will guide and empower you through this process to build a brighter, stronger future for us.
What the fuck are you talking about, lady?
Visit ai.gov to register today.
What the fuck are you? What is it about? What? Hold on. AI.gov. Here we go. Visiting the thing. The presidencing. AI is the pilot. Okay. Artificial intelligence can be harnessed. President AI seeks to inspire young people and educate to create AI-based innovative solutions to community challenges while fostering community challenges. What kind of commie BLM bullshit is this? Community-based innovative solutions. Gay. Like, clearly, you guys give a shit. Get the fuck out of here. Educators of all backgrounds and expertise are encouraged to participate and ignite a new spirit of innovation. We celebrate 250 years of independence. The presidential AI Chair will foster interest and expertise in AI technology in America's youth. Early training in the responsible use of AI tools will demystify this technology and prepare America's students. Student participants will complete a project that involves the study, development, or use of an AI method or tool to address community challenges, while educators will focus on the creative approaches to teaching or using AI technologies. Teacher, I have an idea. I'm going to use AI to create a program that automatically registers everyone to vote. Get the fuck out of my classroom. What the hell? What? I'm still on YouTube. What happened? Did I drop out someplace? It seems like I'm on. Yeah. Please AI responsibly. Jesus Christ. Oh, Facebook croaked? What happened? What? All right. All right. What's going on? What's the thing? Hold on. Is this up here? Hold on. Go to this. Restream. What's did I catch shit from Facebook? What are they being jerks about? They were being jerks before. It says I'm up. I'm on Facebook right now. According to this, anyways. What the hell? Oh, sending data. Unable to connect. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. Turn it off. There you go. Edit. Let's go. How about this? I'm going to take this away. See if they're messing with me because of the title. Yeah, we're back up on there. I don't know why that dropped out. That's very weird. Welcome back, Facebook. Hi. Thanks for the heads up, everybody. Don't know. Join us. If you're in Facebook and you're popping back on there, give us a thumbs up or send us an angry emoji, if you will, to let us know you're there. Let's see. I think it's... Yep, all right. It seems to be there. Okay. I thought Grok went Nazi. Yeah. This is the face of Grok, everyone. Hello. Hi, Lacey. Hey, there they are. Hi, welcome, Facebook people. Sorry about that. I don't know when it dropped out. So I restarted it. If you feel, please go over to YouTube and subscribe anyways, just so you can have it as a backup. Why is this a real... I don't know. This is just fucking stupid. But we didn't even get to that dipshit today. We skipped over so much stuff looking at this dipshit.
Good challenge, I can tell you. She's put her heart into it, which
Really? Well, she certainly didn't put her fucking brain into it.
inspire the next generation to stay on the cutting edge of this vital technology. This is
It'll be too late. Asshole. Asshole. Nobody's going to be programming AI by the time K through 12 kids get into the fucking job market. Maybe there's a senior in high school who's already in like AP computer classes. But if you spend all this time teaching these motherfuckers how to code, you're wasting their goddamn time.
the new internet, the new computer, the new television, the new
Jesus, the new television, the new blender, the new spoon.
everything all put together in one. This is why when I show you
Wait, AI is what? The new TV, the new computer, the new television? What?
which will inspire the next generation to stay on the cutting edge of this vital technology. This is the new internet, the new computer, the new television, the new everything, all put together in one. This is why when I show you a picture like that, I mean, I show you this. This is a factory superimposed over the island of Manhattan. And you have many of them being built right now all over
No, you don't.
the country, or soon to start, some of them.
Yeah, or soon to start.
Some of them have started. This one
If they can get $500 billion.
actually started. That's in the great state of Louisiana.
Yes, the beating heart of intellectual futurism.
The First Lady is working very
It's because there's a natural gas plant there that they can use to power it. The very same one that Hunter Biden was in a deal with the Chinese to try and sell it, and they wouldn't form a company inside the United States, so Hunter Biden wouldn't break the law and told him to go pound sand.
in this, and it's an important initiative. And Melania, when she puts her mind to it, nobody can do better. There's nobody. So
What are you talking about? Just be proud your wife is doing something useful, but don't pretend she's the ultimate fucking authority on AI and education. Are you shitting me? Get out of here. It's, I mean, it's just, at its base, it's fucking absurd.
every young person
These are the same people, by the way, that didn't like Dr. Jill Biden to be called Dr. Jill Biden because she has a PhD.
should go to ai.gov to learn more. ai.gov to learn more.
Or just don't go to gov.ai.
And you'll see it's a great challenge. I think it's going to be a very modern kind of a challenge. It involves AI, which is very exciting to people. So
You think it'll be very modern? Not retro at all?
I want to thank her, raise a lot of money for children. We're putting America first, and we're going to be putting the America worker first. And, you know, the Republican Party has picked up 4 million new people, 4 million. The Democrats have lost 2.5 million. Other than that, they're
And they're still in the lead.
extremely happy. No, they're very depressed. They're very depressed. And their
And there's still more Democrats in the country.
box that they've fallen into is crime. There was a consultant on one of the shows this morning I was watching. I thought he was very good. He's a Democrat consultant. And he was screaming, no, no, don't let him do this to you. Don't let, it's another trap. It's another trap. What he's talking about, like men playing in women's sports. They said that's an 80-20. No, it's a 97-3. It's 97-3. Like transgender for everybody. They fought for it. They're still fighting for it. I saw a guy today, a politician that you all know very well, fighting like hell for men playing in women's sports. You don't understand. They're human beings also. Well, I agree they're human beings. But you can't have a 7-foot guy playing basketball with the women, you know.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, this again.
One of those little problems in life. And we all have our place. That's okay. I've got my place too. But this guy's screaming, it's another trap. And this is the worst of all. He said, because this is crime. Trump is saying he's against crime and they're for crime. No, he's going, it was funny. No, it's a trap. Don't do it. And then I saw this poor, stupid Chuck Schumer, the guy. He looks like he's aged 100 years.
By the way, this is part of his fixation.
I don't like getting into looks. You know, looks don't mean anything, right? When you're in politics, looks don't matter. I look at Pam, I would never say she's beautiful because that'd be the end of my political career. Laurie, secretary, but
It's Brooke Rollins, by the way. He can't remember her name.
I'll tell you, this is the best of all, and they're going to fight me, like this slob of a governor you have in Illinois. This poor guy got thrown out of his business by his family. I know the family. I was partners with the family. Nice family. I like the family, but he was no good. They threw him out. He's governor of Illinois, and he goes about Trump, we don't need his help. Chicago is the worst. These places are really bad. Crime in D.C. was the worst it ever was. You know, they
Not even close to true.
make up stories. Crime in D.C. was the worst ever in history.
Nope.
Now, over the last 13 days, we've worked so hard, and we've taken so many, there are many left, but we've taken so many criminals, over 1,000. I watched a man from Maryland who
Westmore.
said to me, sir, you're the greatest president. You're doing an unbelievable job. What a great job. Governor Moore, has anyone heard of him? He's another hopeful for president. I don't think so. But I met him, and I didn't realize it was on camera. Did you see they caught him on camera? I was at a game, I don't know, like the Army-Navy game or something. And I met him in a hallway. And as usual, you do your job very well. One of these great cameramen had it on tape. But I met this gentleman. I never met him before. Sir, you're doing a great job. You're doing an unbelievable job. Thank you very much. But then he goes on television and says, oh, Trump is a dictator. He's a dictator. And a lot of people...
Also, let me guess, there was a change in your behavior that crossed a line for him, or you're full of shit?
So the line is that I'm a dictator, but I stop crime. So a lot of people say, you know, if that's the case, I'd rather have a dictator. But I'm not a dictator. I just know how to stop crime. And you would think that Illinois, where they have such a problem with crime, such a bad governor, he should be calling me, and he should be saying,
Fuck you. Click.
could you send over the troops, please? It's out of control.
Yeah, but it's not. And troops won't do it, and it's illegal.
Out of control. In New York, it's...
Does anybody, by the way, I'm sorry, CSL, do we actually have, do we know of that footage that he's talking about of Westmore saying this at all? Can't we try? Yes. Yeah, I know I'm late, but do we know, have we seen that anywhere? Every day, yeah, tinkering. Thanks, CSL, for the Cat Williams gif.
Control. Not as bad as Illinois, by the way. Not even close. In California, you would have not had the Olympics had I not sent in the troops. We sent in the National Guard. They did a fantastic job. We have the Olympics. We have the World Cup coming. I got them in my first term.
We've heard this story before.
I was really sad because I said, oh, boy, I got them, and I won't be president. And little things happen. Thank you, God. Thank you. Little things happen. Think of it. You could ask Johnny. Johnny would tell.
We got him. It's America, dummy, not you.
Yeah, he's the head of World Cup. He's a great guy, too. Great commissioner. But he's the head of the World Cup. He said, Trump is the only reason we're doing this. And the sad part is that
that most of the people who like soccer won't be able to come into the country?
To have it. I would have to be, probably I wouldn't have even been invited to the game, depending on who's president, right? And I got that.
You could watch it from the prison yard.
Not get 250, okay? The 250th anniversary, I did not get. I'd like to claim it, if I might, but I did get that. That was whether I was president or not, it was still 250. I'd like to take credit for it. What I will take credit for is we're going to have a better celebration under Trump than you would have had under some stuff. That I'll take care of. We're going to have a safer place.
Yeah, Nugent's already booked.
Christie, because of you and Tom Homan and everybody, right? But, so we have 250 coming up. We have the World Cup coming up, which is like having 45 Super Bowls. And we have the Olympics coming up. So we're going to have a very exciting 3.5 years remaining. We're going to have a very exciting, it's going to be done properly. So I just want to tell you, our country's in incredible shape. Our military is strong and powerful and respected.
And for sale.
We had some fantastic decisions from the Supreme Court that let us put the people into the military and other businesses that are best for the job, as opposed to some woke reason that was killing our country. That was a very strong, very powerful. You can now go into a company based on your ability, as opposed to being forced in based on some factor that cannot make our country great. That was a big decision, very, very big decision. And we've had a lot of great decisions, and we've all made some great decisions sitting around this table. I want to thank Scott. Unbelievable what's happening financially with you and Howard. And Vice President's involved in everything, and he's been great. And Marco has been, really, I think you're born for this job. I don't think you should ever run for another office. I don't think you should, really. You're so good at this. He is so good. And
He's serious, like, don't run against JD. It'll cause too many problems, and you'll win. And then we'll still lose.
You know, everybody likes him, but everybody much...
Okay, so this is faux flashback Will Kane. This is when Westmore excitedly greeted him, is the theory. This is what they're talking about.
This, a bit of he said, she said brewing between President Trump and Maryland Democrat Governor Westmore.
I met him at the Army-Navy game. They should know.
There in the Oval Office.
Maryland, sir. Welcome back to Maryland. It's good to see you.
In person, too.
Thank you, sir. Great to see you. Great to see you. And great to have you back here. Great pleasure. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Well, we are very, very anxious to be able to work closely with you, and I know the Key Bridge is something that we're specifically. It's going well. I mean, we spoke with Speaker Johnson yesterday, and Speaker Johnson says he believes that we're close to the 100% cost share. And the thing is, I told him when we get that 100% cost share done, we are going to be able to go over the Key Bridge under your watch, because I will have it done in 28, on time and on budget.
We'll help you out.
Thank you, sir.
We didn't hear their greatest presidents ever, but we did hear a lot of enthusiasm, and so...
Yeah, you didn't hear it at all, asshole. Sounds like a dude knowing that he's got to grease him. But he didn't compliment him at all. It sounded like he complimented Speaker Johnson more. Should we listen to that again?
President, welcome back to Maryland, sir. Welcome back to...
Welcome back to Maryland. Welcome back. Okay.
It's good to see you.
In person, too.
Thank you, sir. Great to see you. Great to see you. And great to have you back here. Great pleasure. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Well, we are very, very anxious to be able to work closely with you, and I know the Key Bridge is something that we're specifically. It's going well. I mean, we spoke with Speaker Johnson yesterday, and Speaker Johnson says he believes that we're close to the 100% cost share. And the thing is, I told him when we get that 100% cost share done, we are going to be able to go over the Key Bridge under your watch, because I will have it done in 28, on time and on budget.
We'll help you out.
Thank you, sir.
We didn't hear their greatest presidents ever.
No, you didn't. No, it sounds like yet another governor who knows that when you're dealing with an egomaniac, you have to apply his ego, or this dumb motherfucker will cut your funding.
He is so good. And
Hold on. Sorry. What does Trump say he said?
born for this job. I don't think you should ever run for another office. I don't think you should, really. You're so good at this. He is so good. And everybody likes him. You know, everybody likes him. But everybody, much more importantly than like, I think you would say, is respect. They respect Marco. They respect all the people
Yeah,
around
they may not like him.
the table. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to go around the table. You seem to like it. Your audience seems to like it based on ratings. And I want to mention, about crime, because we have a young lady here, Iris.
Wait, where did I skip that part? What happened? Hold on.
President's involved in everything, and he's been great. And Marco has been, really, I think you're born for this job. I don't think you should ever run for another office.
Was it after that?
To like it. Your audience seems. And would you like to mention what happened?
Of course. So first of all, thank you, Mr. President.
You
Oh, this is the
wanna
lady
listen
that got
to this?
mugged in D.C. So he does anecdotal crime things. Another
Very, very big.
very
In fact,
Lake and Riley thing.
Woke reason that was killing our country. That was is strong and powerful and respected. We had some fantastic decisions from the Supreme Court that let us put the people into the military and other businesses that are best for the job, as opposed to some woke reason that was killing our country. That was a very World Cup coming up, which is like having 45 Super Bowls. And we have the Olympics coming up.
Yeah, fuck you, football fans.
So we're going to have a very exciting 3.5 years remaining. We're going to have a very exciting. It's going to be done. It's going to be done properly. So I just want to tell you, our country.
It's going to be done probably. You mean proudly?
He's in incredible shape. Our military is strong and powerful and respected. We had some fantastic decisions from the Supreme Court.
I guess it was way back earlier than this. I don't want to go back through all of it. So.
That led us very, very big decision. And we've had a lot of great decisions, and we've all made some great decisions sitting around this table. I want to thank Scott. Unbelievable what's happening financially with you and how.
You're right. It's not believable.
And Vice President's involved in everything, and he's been great. And Marco has been really, I think you're born for this.
Yeah.
City.
And then they go. So they talked. This woman was pissed. There's a woman from Epic Times who was pistol whipped in a robbery. So they brought her in like 3 years ago, and a guy held her at gunpoint, and she wouldn't give up her purse, and so the guy hit her in the face with the butt of his gun and then ran away. And so he's her example of, how bad DC has gotten.
You were very savagely mugged in the city.
She was very savagely mugged.
I'm not going to let that happen.
It happens. We don't let it happen because people go to jail, but
This administration. That was last year. And
2 years ago.
would you like to mention what happened?
Of course. So first of all, thank you, Mr. President.
You want to listen to this?
for having me.
Yeah, listen to this lady, okay? Here's an anecdotal story about a woman in a big city who got mugged.
Share my story to the room and to the broader public. My name is Anecdotal, White House correspondent for NTD, the sister media of the Epoch Times. So more than 2 years ago, it was a Saturday morning in broad daylight. I was on my way to work, and a young man with a black ski mask pointed a gun at my face and threatened me to hand over my phone, my wallet,
And that young man now works for Doge.
my laptop, and
Why didn't he bring in big balls? Because he's embarrassed by him, and whenever the kid talks, people want to kick his ass.
everything else. And when I refused, he used the butt of his handgun to strike me across the face, in the cheek, or what some people call pistol whip me, before running away. And that has deeply traumatized myself and my family. Ever since, I've never dared to walk in the street of DC at night, ever. And my
You said it happened in broad daylight.
family was extremely worried. So, Mr. President, thank you so much for what you're doing right
Thank you,
now.
for being honest.
Such incidents involve not just me, but also my family.
Yeah, at 3 a.m. in a black neighborhood in D.C. It wasn't. She said it was in broad daylight. Now she's afraid to walk around at night.
If he had shot me, I could have died right there in the middle
That's true. If he had shot her, if that was a real gun,
of nowhere without my families or my friends knowing at the age of back then, I think 23.
Right.
Just starting my career here in DC without even starting a family. But now I'm very blessed to have this opportunity.
So you had a gun pointed at your head, and you probably figured that he's going to pull the trigger because these are animals that don't know what the hell. They couldn't care less.
right? You figure this guy's an animal in front of me with a loaded gun, so I won't give him my purse because the stuff in it is more important than my life. Because I'm dealing with an animal.
The trigger to him is a very minor event, and I'm sure he's done it before. So how did you? And you did refuse to give it, which would probably, maybe somebody would say that was not the right decision, right? But you refused, but I understand that. And then he hit you real hard.
Yes.
It's really amazing that you weren't shot, though.
Yes. Well, we wanted to bring in, Mr. President, we wanted to bring in someone who was shot dead to testify, but
I'm very blessed, and that's why having this opportunity to stand here to share my story today, one, I'm very grateful for God for allowing me to still survive to this day, but also to Mr. President. Thank you for now making DC safer.
Thank you very much.
For us, for our families, for my parents, on my behalf of my parents, and now my baby on the way. Thank you so much.
And there are other reporters and journalists, good people, and you don't have to say it, but that have also been attacked violently.
yeah, some of them have been murdered, and they're standing here with us today.
Not violently, too, but pretty badly. But and I bet you see a big difference in the streets right now. And this is only 12 days, but people are telling me they're going out to dinner now.
Yeah, we've heard this. His rich asshole friend. By the way, I've been out to dinner with my girlfriend Summer in D.C. several times in the last couple of years. Like you know how Summer and I like to go to like Disneyland or Disney World for her birthday. I like to go to D.C. or Chicago. These are if I want to travel someplace for my birthday, and I just take my son and I want to go to Chicago, or if he's got school and it's that day of the week or whatever, she and I will go to DC because I like going to DC in spite of this asshole. And we go to dinner and walk around all the time. Like almost any time of the day or night. It's just bullshit.
This is some bullshit.
It's so aggravating.
We see through it.
Ugh.
I told the story of my friend, but I have a lot of friends that are going out to dinner all the time now in D.C.
Just nonsense.
They weren't doing it 12 days ago. They would never even think. One of my friends went out 5 times. It was 4 times the last time I told. Now it's 5 times. He said, I love going out to dinner, and restaurants are starting to open again. A lot of them closed because,
Nonsense.
Nobody wanted to go into a restaurant.
No, COVID shut a bunch of places down, and over the last few years, they've started to open up, and some start up and fail, some take over other sites and fail, and that's how the restaurant business always is. This is so stupid.
Nobody wanted to get to a restaurant or even sit in the restaurant. But you see a big difference now, don't you?
I do pass by Union Station every day on my way home, and I do feel a lot safer seeing the trucks right outside, seeing the National Guard troops members right outside. It does make me feel like I'm hopeful about these again, and one day hopefully.
Yeah, let's be clear. What she's talking about is not safety. What she's talking about is the illusion of safety. She feels safer because there's military people and trucks there or whatever. She was never in danger. She felt like she was because Democrats, because crime, because black people, because she was told by this dickhead and his friends you see those people on the street, you should be afraid of them, right? That's what that's about. It's like, it might as well be talking about what it was like to see Italians in New York in the fucking 50s and 60s walking down the street, right? Young, like fucking Danny Zuko and a bunch of dudes walking around with chains and leather jackets. This is so fucking stupid. I gotta go. I went way over, and I don't want to make the edit load any heavier on CSL because God knows we have enough stuff to carve up. But I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow in the morning. What's our Andrea, real quick? What's our guest situation tomorrow? Just to clarify, Phil will be with us, I'm assuming. In the morning because we didn't get to have him on Saturday because he was under the weather. I hope he's feeling better and can join us for the show tomorrow. And then we got to get Bob Seska back on. I told Jody this morning when I was on Steph's show to get him to come back on the show because I have a bunch of nerdy shit to talk about with him. So I will take care, absolutely. And Andrea is typing, and we go, I think that's where we are, though. And I'm going to call 100% bullshit on the Westmore clip they were showing, and all governors had to suck up to Trump, and still do, if they don't want their constituents to die, because his ego is more important than the survival of Americans. Always has been, always will be. Major's campaigning and have heard from Phil. Okay, we'll check back in with Phil and see what we can do. So no guests tomorrow, so it might just be just the two of us. That's okay. That's okay. I got a lot to give you. So, all right. Much love, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. And remember, whenever Trump opens up his mouth, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Take care of yourself. Take care of somebody else. Hit that like, share the show, patreon.com/AlSparks, and there'll be a show at Flappers this Friday. If you're in the general area, come on down. Come on down.
The screen glows bright with a crooked smile.